Hi, my name is Ben Woods, a meteorologist here at Wish TV Channel 8 in Indianapolis. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about severe thunderstorms and tornadoes. First, a little bit about myself. My interest in weather goes way, way back. In fact, the title of this tape, When the Wind Began to Twitch, is really taken from the movie The Wizard of Oz. It's that movie that I saw as a youngster in second grade that made me want to become a meteorologist. So again, my interest goes way back. We're still learning about tornadoes and severe weather. Today we're going to talk about how they form and what to do when one approaches. Hey, but it's here that we issue forecasts from, myself, Cliff Nicholson and Randy Ollis, as well as disseminate severe weather watches and warnings. Now here in Indiana, most of the time my job isn't too serious because weather isn't always threatening. But when the skies begin to darken and severe thunderstorms roll across the Hoosier State, you want to stay tuned to TV and radio because keeping you informed is our job. Now, all the watches and warnings are disseminated from the National Weather Service Forecast Office at the Indianapolis International Airport. Anytime there is a warning for severe thunderstorms or tornadoes for central Indiana, they're issued from this office here. We're at the National Weather Service Forecast Office at the Indianapolis Airport. Now, to tell us more what goes on here, my friend Steve Haynes. Hey, Steve, how you doing today?
How you doing, Ben?
Hey, what you can tell us about today?
I want to tell you a little about how we issue the watches and warnings and get them out to the media, the public, and to Channel 8.
All right, great, let's go. This office is one of 52 forecast offices across the country. The National Weather Service is a federal agency and operates on your federal tax dollars. With computers almost everywhere you turn, the National Weather Service is a high-tech operation. Right, I mean, how helpful are these computers to you?
It makes our job a lot faster because we no longer have to sit down there and hand type every county into the computer. We just, with a simple few buttons, can tell the computer exactly what counties are covered, and then the computer automatically puts the proper counties in there, puts the proper coding in that is needed so the proper people get the information. And it makes the job a lot faster, and the watches get out a lot quicker.
Tornado and severe thunderstorm watches and warnings are issued by counties. Watches cover many counties and for at least a few hours. Warnings may be as small as a fraction of a county and last 30 minutes. With a watch issued, the activity at this office picks up. What are some things that you now do here at the office?
Okay, while we're waiting for severe weather to develop, we'll be calling in the crews, like we said, and we'll be, like it says, watching the weather. We'll be looking at the weather systems coming together, making sure they are, seeing if anything is developing. We're watching to the west of us. We're listening to any severe weather that's occurring in Illinois, trying to get a handle on exactly how big the thunderstorms have to be for severe weather to actually come from them. That's a big point we have to see for that day. We call it the conditions of the day.
Sometimes warnings have to be issued before a watch is in place. And although it is happening less often, tornadoes occasionally touch down without watch or warning. Since these storms strike quickly, getting a warning out fast can save lives.
The National Weather Service in Indianapolis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning effective until 3:30 p.m. for northern Hancock County in central Indiana.
Most people get their weather information from television. Whenever watches or warnings are issued, and sometimes even before, Wish TV Channel 8 provides live special reports and updates. Whenever severe storms are affecting the Wish TV viewing area, we will show where the storms are with our Doppler radar. Occasionally, we will have a report from where a storm has just hit.
We continue to have a tornado warning out for Hamilton County, just north of Indianapolis at this particular time. Tornadoes have been reported there. And Ben Woods, meteorologist Ben Woods, is out right now live in Lebanon. And let's see what's going on out there, Ben.
Yeah, hi, Cliff. We're on the back side of at least the first round of storms that went through. And as we take a look behind, this is the case very much all across Boone County, and especially on Lebanon, south side of Lebanon. We're told that the trees and power lines are down, even telephone lines are down across the area. Jack Parker, my photographer, and I were heading north on I-65. We encountered probably 60-mile-an-hour winds. We had very tough going of it, and we're going to try to get into Lebanon also to see what else there was damage across there. But you can see kind of trees and tree branches kind of strewn across this area here. And again, that batch of weather is moving on to the east. You can hear some thunder still, and I'll keep a watchful eye to the west for that other batch you're talking about out towards Montgomery County. But some rough weather, and we've still got a ways for it to go yet, right, Cliff?
And can you hear me out there?
Yes, I can, Cliff. Go ahead.
Can you tell if those winds were, thunderstorms, straight line winds, or can you see any tornadic activity where a tornado might have touched down in that region?
We have not seen anything that suggested a tornado touchdown as of yet, and of course, as we were heading north on I-65, just straight line wind gusts, but of course, sometimes as that pushes out, it picks up a lot of dust and sometimes starts swirling it around. But we have not seen any signs of any tornadoes or funnel clouds through the area yet. But we're going to travel northward of here, and they tell me, people driving by, that the damage is heavier to the north. So we're going to check it out just to the north, up towards the north side of Lebanon.
Okay, Ben, very good. Be careful out there.
No matter what TV show is on, we can interrupt to tell you where the severe storms are and show you which counties have warnings. A meteorologist's greatest challenge is to accurately predict and warn for tornadoes and severe thunderstorms. The job is especially important here in Indiana. Our state always ranks in the top 5 for the country in total number of tornadoes per year and in the number of tornado deaths. In an instant, a tornado can turn a beautiful neighborhood into a pile of rubble. The devastating touch of the tornado can, in a matter of a few seconds, completely destroy a row of homes. The top 3 months for tornadoes in Indiana are April, May, and June. In the past 43 years, more than 1/4 of Indiana tornadoes have occurred in June, but they can happen in every month. They can also strike any time of the day. However, they mostly develop in the late afternoon and evening. That's because the energy that powers tornadoes and severe thunderstorms often, but not always, comes from the daytime heating of the sun. More than 1/2 of all the tornadoes in Indiana touch down between 3 and 9 p.m. Over the years, relatively few tornadoes, about 16%, occur between midnight and 1 p.m. Regardless of the time of year, every tornado forms inside a thunderstorm. The structure of this parent thunderstorm has been the focus of intense research in the past several years. The parent thunderstorm is driven by warm, unstable air that rises. The way this rising air interacts with shearing wind patterns determines how powerful the thunderstorm will become. Shearing wind patterns can also actually cause rotation of the entire thunderstorm. As this severe thunderstorm intensifies, a bulge in the bottom of the cloud base is the breeding ground for tornadoes. Dangling down from the sky, no two tornadoes are exactly alike. Top wind speeds inside a tornado can reach 300 miles an hour or more. The tornado itself travels erratically. It can stand still for a while and then roar away at 70 miles an hour. The unpredictable nature of tornadoes make them extremely dangerous to try and photograph up close. Watch this close call a Kansas news team had with a twister and how they had to improvise to find safety.
We were heading south on the Kansas Turnpike. Suddenly, the vague shape of a tornado began to appear in the direction we were heading.
Let's go, Craig, let's go. Listen to the wind. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
As we videotaped the twister, it began to appear larger and larger, heading in our general direction. At times, it appeared to disappear, only to touch down again or reappear seconds later. When it became clear that it was heading directly toward us, we jumped in our car. Go, go, go. Shoot it. Better floor it, better floor it. As the twister moved closer, we tried to outrun it in our car, trying to make it to a bridge overpass where other cars and trucks were hiding. We made it just in time, seconds before the tornado hit.
Get up under the girders. Is that where we want to go? Yes. Underneath the girders. Roll it, Ted. It's coming at us. Roll it. Don't worry about it. Hang on. Now, what you doing?
Okay, talk to me. Okay, talk to me. What happened? It sounded like a freight train. It just passed right on top of us. People very upset.
Tornadoes can and do strike during school hours. Every spring in Indiana, the National Weather Service conducts a statewide tornado drill. In a school, a good thing to do is to crouch down along the walls of the hallway. Large rooms, such as auditoriums and gymnasiums, are to be avoided. When at school, be sure to follow the advice of your teacher. He or she should have a predetermined area for you to go. Now remember, tornadoes can strike at any time and anywhere. Whenever one is approaching where you are, you want to stop immediately what you're doing, and the dishes can wait, and you want to head to a place of safety. Now, the best place by far in your home is in the basement itself. Now, even though a tornado looks massive and looks heavy, it really has no weight at all. It's just spinning air, so you are safe and secure in a basement. Now, once you get down to your basement, you want to head to a place of protection. For example, underneath maybe a sturdy table or workbench or even a sink. But if you don't have any of these in your basement, you want to go ahead and head over to a corner, get it right up against the wall itself, crouch down, kind of cover your head like this. Now you might be asking, what if you don't have a basement? Now the next best place in your home is in a small interior room on the first floor without windows, such as a closet or a bathroom. In fact, a bathroom seems to be an especially good place. When we survey homes that have been severely damaged by tornadoes, it seems that if there's one room left standing, it's the bathroom. It seems like the piping within the walls gives this room just a little extra strength and support. Now, once in the bathroom, go ahead and climb in the bathtub. No, don't turn on the water. We're not taking a bath. But go ahead and lie down in the bathtub. That way, if the room does happen to collapse, the sides of the bathtub give you just a little extra protection. The destruction with tornadoes is sometimes complete. It can take years to rebuild what Mother Nature destroyed in a matter of seconds. Even when the damage is relatively light, tornado victims can really use some help. In November of 1992, a tornado struck the northeast side of Indianapolis. Thankfully, no one was killed. But for the victims, restoring their homes and yards was overwhelming. Thanks to the aid of some helpful neighbors, the job of cleaning up became much easier. They wore MVP stickers. And to tornado victims on Indy's northeast side, each volunteer is indeed a most valuable person. Those wanting to lend a helpful hand met at St. Albans Church on the edge of the tornado's path.
Okay, he's got a chainsaw. Where do you need him?
Okay, they were sending, I think they were sending people with chainsaws to Laurel Hall. Laurel Hall is north of here, so the way that I'm sending people are 46th Street to Arlington, north on Arlington, and you'll run into it.
The tornadoes that struck here on Sunday left so many big jobs to do. For some homes, it's a matter of repairing the roofs or taking care of some minor damage.
Over 500 people pitched in to help pitch out all the trash and debris that the tornado left behind. Many gave of their Thanksgiving holiday to brave the cold and assist the cleanup.
I think it's just great how the Indianapolis community is pulling together to help. And there's a lot of work to be done here, and it's going to take a lot of hands to get it all cleaned up. So,
Plan to be here for a while, you think?
yeah, a couple of hours. Yeah, I'm off today from work, and the kids are off school, so we'll be here for a couple of hours.
It'll take months to restore this neighborhood, but in just one day, much of the rubble that littered this area had been cleared away.
This is great. I mean, you know, I didn't expect all this, and seeing it took 15 seconds to do this, it's going to take hours to clean up with all these people, though. It's going to narrow it down, and I appreciate it. Boy, I appreciate it.
The volunteers lifted the spirits in this neighborhood and at the same time lightened the load of city workers. Although much work remains, the Department of Transportation and the Department of Public Works will finish the chore faster thanks to the volunteers. Tornadoes will always be destructive, but in the future not as deadly. Greater accuracy for tornado warnings will save lives. Doppler radar provides that greater accuracy because it gives indications of wind speed and shear or turbulence within a thunderstorm. Channel 8 has had Doppler radar technology for years. Gradually, the National Weather Service is installing a network of Doppler radars across the country. These new Weather Service Doppler radars will detect circulation within thunderstorms. Detecting the swirling winds of a developing tornado will mean increased lead times for tornado warnings. Getting the warning out sooner means a better chance of saving lives. Well, thanks for joining me today. I hope you learned something about tornadoes and severe thunderstorms. It's our goal here at WISH TV Channel 8 to keep you informed whenever severe weather threatens. I would like to personally thank the National Weather Service Forecast Office at the Indianapolis International Airport, as well as the ham radio operators that helped put this tape together. Also, a thanks to my photographer, Jack Parker. Now, it wasn't our goal today to get you scared, but prepared whenever severe weather threatens. Again, tornadoes can occur at any time across Indiana, but be sure to tune into Channel 8 for whenever the wind begins to twitch.